has come to.
Look! Out there! They're coming back! Come on! Move it!
Here is where it shall be decided.
There it is.
Greetings from the Humongous.
In a world without gas.
The Humongous rules the wasteland.
I'm gravely disappointed that you wish to take the gasoline out of the wasteland.
Defend the fuel.
We'll never walk away!
Give me the pump, the gasoline, the whole compound.
This is a land that prays for a hero.
Well, if anyone's gonna get in there, it's gonna be you.
This is Mad Max 2. Max,
It's a long time since I seen driving like that, man.
the warrior of the road.
You're okay by me, pal.
Gotta hand it to you, Treasure. The last of the V8 interceptors.
Every day we get weaker while they get stronger.
You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
Now, to do the job, I need some high-octane gasoline.
Got yourself a deal.
You can run, but you can't hide!
You gonna crash or crash through?
I was wrong about you. I'm sorry.
When it's every man for himself. And there's no place left to run. When all that's left is one last chance. Pray that he's still out there. Somewhere. Mad Max 2.
The world had been through a trial by fire, and only the greatest warriors and their deadliest enemies emerged from the flames.
Who are you?
Nobody.
Mister, I can feel it. The dice are rolling.
He was the one they called Mad.
But he's just a raggedy man.
But to those whose lives hung in the balance,
Where's the waiting ones? Waiting for what? Waiting for you.
he was the one they called Hero.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying times here.
Now, Mad Max is back in Beyond Thunderdome. Mel Gibson, Tina Turner, Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome.
Broken Hill, Australia's last frontier town. Location for the most expensive Australian film ever made, Mad Max 2. Here, production offices, facilities, and personnel are going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, while the location crew prepares a futuristic desert outpost for a special kind of 21st century warfare. The set is a major achievement for producer Byron Kennedy.
Probably the most expensive set built in Australia, though it's certainly the biggest. When we first arrived here by helicopter and saw it, it was just stunning, staggering. And And as a result of that, we started the film very high, very up, because we were just so impressed with what we'd seen the art department had built.
The custom-designed automobiles and motorcycles that will clash in the gas-starved, not-too-distant future of Mad Max 2 are the result of months of collaboration between production designers, automotive engineers, science fiction artists, and stunt drivers. In a nightmare vision of tomorrow, this armada will terrorize a decaying civilization. The men behind these modern chariots of war are the stuntmen. Under the command of director George Miller, they prepared to bring the doomsday combat of Mad Max 2 to life before specially prepared shock-proof cameras.
I hit the buggy that's upside down. The motorbike crashes into it. The rider goes over the top. We cut there. Then I come flying along in this, crash into the bike and into the buggy, then into the ditch.
The stunt has not gone according to plan.
Ask him.
Fine. Director George Miller, who is trained as a doctor, examines stuntman Guy Norris. His injuries will not permit him to return to the production. Norris was, of course, supposed to land safely in the most reliable and advanced cushion yet devised, a huge mound of empty cardboard boxes. As the crew prepares to move to a new location, stunt director Max Aspen explains what went wrong.
It's a very dangerous stunt, and it's the type of stunt that's completely unpredictable. And if you don't leave the bike before the impact, then the bike takes the impact with you, and then your body's got no control. Once you start spinning like that, you can't control. You've got to send yourself through the air and then tuck. But once you start spinning, there's no control at all.
No matter how hard the stuntman works to refine his craft, he will never eliminate the element of danger. Already the crew is preparing an even more spectacular stunt. In this shot, Aspen will launch his car from the ramp at 60 miles per hour over a 20-foot pile of wreckage. The ramp must have precisely the correct angle, height, and strength, for the car will become a 4,000-pound projectile, and Max Aspen will be strapped inside. A dry run establishes the correct approach while the crew sets the final camera angles. When director George Miller is satisfied, he gives the order to roll the cameras.
Brian Tyler!
Once again, the stunt is performed sensationally, but something has gone wrong. Aspen's car has clipped the uppermost wreck and crashed. This time, the stunt director himself will pay the price for such dramatic realism. He, too, will be out for the duration of the picture. As the two top stuntmen enjoy the safest ride they've taken in weeks, the production of Mad Max 2 continues. In the great Australian outback, one of the world's last frontiers, filmmakers Byron Kennedy and George Miller are creating the ultimate action adventure and proving that nothing is more exciting or dangerous than the make-believe world of the movies. On the battle-scarred highways of tomorrow's burnt-out world, a hero will make his stand. Mad Max 2.
In 1981, Warner Brothers released a sequel to a movie few Americans had seen, with a leading man who wasn't yet a star. In fact, they had to pretend this wasn't a sequel at all. Allow me to explain. In 1979, Australian writer-director George Miller and his producing partner Byron Kennedy cooked up a wild idea for a movie called Mad Max. The two men had never made a full-length film before, but their debut feature caused a sensation in Australia, and Mad Max became the biggest box office success in the history of that country. It was also a stepping stone in the budding career of their star, 23-year-old Mel Gibson. Eventually, an American distributor acquired the rights to the now worldwide success Mad Max, but they worried that the heavy Aussie accents would be indecipherable to U.S. moviegoers. So they dubbed the film, including the voice of the American-born Mel Gibson. It didn't work. Mad Max never found much of an audience in this country. When Miller and Kennedy teamed up again 2 years later and made Mad Max 2, Warner Brothers decided to rename the picture The Road Warrior. After all, why would American audiences pay to see Mad Max 2 if they'd never even heard of Mad Max 1? It turned out to be the right move. The Road Warrior became a smash in the U.S., just as it had been around the world. So what exactly is the appeal of The Road Warrior? Well, I can remember my reaction when I first saw it. For one thing, I could barely sit back in my chair. I can't think of another film that's as constantly moving as this one is. John Ford made history when he staged an Indian attack that lasted 11 minutes in his classic 1939 Western, Stagecoach. Well, the tanker chase in this movie runs 13 minutes, and it's just one component of a film that you could call a non-stop chase. I still regard it as a model for action movie making, all the more so because it was done without the digital special effects that dominate so many films today. What you see on screen is, for the most part, real, with all those incredible feats executed by a team of apparently fearless stunt performers. Stunts were performed that had never been attempted before, from a road tanker rolling over at 65 miles per hour, to a biker riding smack into a stationary dune buggy, propelling him a distance of 65 feet. Shot on location in Broken Hill, some 800 miles west of Sydney, Australia, more than 80 vehicles were put to use in The Road Warrior, including one you don't see too often in action films, a gyrocopter. But most importantly, Miller and his writing partner Terry Hayes, working with Brian Hannett, refined the character that introduced in Mad Max by exploring the roots of mythology and the works of Joseph Campbell, just as another filmmaker named George Lucas had done a decade earlier when he was writing Star Wars. It's no accident that Mad Max appealed to audiences around the globe. He has universal qualities as a warrior, a survivor, and ultimately as a champion of the oppressed.
You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
That's a timeless kind of character you might find in a Western or a samurai film. This one just happens to take place in the future. So sit back, fasten your seatbelt, and enjoy The Road Warrior.